Hey everybody, it's Yo Taylor back here at the Style Table on My Style Mondays. Here I am with the lovely and fabulous badass hairstylist Keena Jackson, CEO and founder of the fabulous J Miles Salon right in the historic Old Fourth Ward. She is the stylist to some of Atlanta's most elite, beautiful, and fabulous, powerful women in the area. Welcome to the show, Keena.
Thank you for having me, yo. Thank you so much.
Now, you've been in business for nearly 30 years, almost to the date. I mean, December of 2004, you opened J Miles Salon.
Yeah.
30 years.
So it's 30 years, 30 plus years in the industry, and it's 18 years. December 8th was our 18th year anniversary of the actual salon.
Wow. Wow. Tell me what inspired you. Now, I've known you since we were in sixth grade. Now, the full disclosure, you guys, we went to school together. I met her. I was in sixth grade, and she was so sweet. I didn't know anybody. I was terrified, and she just came right over and just became my friend. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. And also, as we got older and we were in high school, she always had the latest haircuts and the latest hairstyles and the latest clothes. And she was always so fashionable. So for me, being kind and being, a high level businesswoman in the beauty industry seems all too natural from my vantage point.
That's so kind. That is so kind and so sweet. And you were also very stylish. That may have been our connection.
So when did you decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a hairstylist.
Well, I actually started out as a makeup artist. I got intrigued with the industry as a career when Rage in Harlem was filmed in Cincinnati. And my brother was working on there. He was like, hey, you need to come down, hang out. And I kind of, was able to shadow the makeup artist. And I realized it was a career.
Oh, wow.
And that's it. So I ended up going to New York. I shadowed the makeup artist in New York. And from that point on, I was like, I'm getting my cosmetology license because I found myself doing hair a lot as a makeup artist or styling hair as a makeup artist. I was like, I'm getting my license. And so I got my license and then moved to Atlanta where I really immersed in the industry and never looked back. It gives me joy. You're giving something to people. You're making them feel good. It made me feel good, gave me purpose. And then I could also see the career path. There were a lot of different avenues that I could take. And ultimately, I worked at Saks Fifth Avenue doing hair for like 4 years. And then I went out on my own as a booth renter. And then eventually I wanted my own salon. And so I worked towards that. And for me, it's a little more of a unique circumstance in that I wanted to own my property. So I actually own the space that my salon is in. And it gave me, more investment in my shop and my community where I live and where the salon is.
And so having that investment in your community also gives people a sense of familiarity, and they feel comfortable and they feel safe. And because, when we go in the hair salon, we want to talk.
Right.
And so you want to have that safe space that you can feel comfortable. And like you said, you're a part of the fabric of the community.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely involved in the community where we are. We're in that historical district. So definitely involved. And also, just like you said, giving people a safe place to come, a peaceful place is very peaceful. Great music, great hair, great atmosphere, making it just be professional, not lowering the bar, keeping the bar high, on the expectations when people walk in the door. That was very important to me.
And so you have people who work for you who come in or and as booth renters or so what kind of atmosphere, that same atmosphere you have, that expectation of them to bring that energy and because you could go into a salon and it can have a bad reputation just because someone else is not a team player. So you create an atmosphere where you have a team.
Yes, and you have to address those. It happens. People come in and they'll kind of shift or attempt to shift the vision you have for your space, and you just have to address it all the time. It happens all the time.
Wow, wow. And so being in this industry, you meet all sorts of people, the powerful, the glamour, all of that. So you also have to adjust to their personality types as well when you're in that industry.
Yes, you do. And I came to a lot of, professional women, CEOs, CFOs, high level in the education system. They're high level, and then I have young women. I have students that come in from Spelman, from Georgia State, or wherever, and it's also a great connection for them to be around women who they aspire to be, and to sit in a place where they're each getting their hair done in the same place. They're treated the same way. The student, the CEO, they nurture each other. It happens organically all the time, every day. I love it. I love watching it happen.
I never really thought about it
Very
like that too.
organically.
Yeah, you're sitting there, these young women, man, if you're a young person and you're watching this, think about it when you're going in the salon. Take that opportunity if you're sitting next to an executive, take that time, get to know them, learn something, that's a huge opportunity. Huge
What I've
opportunity.
witnessed, what I've witnessed in my 18 years here has been amazing. Just watching the connections and making sure that the young women are and nobody's doing it, where everybody's coming in just to get their hair done. But there's this organic thing that happens when they're here, with the young ladies and our established clientele and our established career women, and how they interact and the conversations they have. That's been, oh my gosh, amazing. Amazing.
That is so awesome. That's so I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Opportunities, ladies, opportunities are never lost. They just go to other people. And if you're somebody, you could be somebody sitting there thinking, man, I'm ready to transition. I want to take my work somewhere else. I want to try a different career. You might be sitting next to the CEO or a top executive that may be in the industry or have some connections in the industry that you might be interested in going into. So how you present yourself and your conversation, you just never know.
You never know. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who you're sitting next to. And that's how we navigate the whole world. I mean, really.
That is so true. That is some tea for y'all today. We'll think about things differently when you're sitting under that hair dryer, right? Yeah, I always say when I was a flight attendant, I would see, and I know the whole thing with the satin bonnets in the airports and things like that. But from my vantage point, the airport is your stage.
Yes.
And I know underneath that satin bonnet, you're protecting your hair because you just got it done. That's the place you want everybody to see you.
That's the way we were raised. Like when you step out of the house, you're always presenting yourself. I mean, my mother wouldn't go, and I'm sure you remember my mom.
Yeah.
She would go to the grocery store. I'd be like, Mom, do you have to put on heels? And she's like, you never know who you're gonna run into. But of course I didn't. She was a Southern girl. She grew up that
Mhm.
way, and I didn't probably appreciate it as much when
Mhm.
I was in the 8th grade, and it took her 20 minutes to get dressed when I was just ready to walk out the door and whatever I had on. But I appreciate it now, as an adult and adult female and adult businesswoman, that you do have to think more about how you walk out the door, how you present yourself in every walk of life, whether you're just getting on a plane, mom said no rollers, no, have your hair down,
Right. And
whatever.
no one's saying you have to be all dressed up like you're, like you know, the TV show dressed up and a face full of makeup, but just wear, at least have your hair in a neat ponytail or slick back in something that doesn't require a whole lot. Just a little bit of something that so you look alert and you look like you are open to an opportunity.
Mhm.
Opportunities are never lost, they just go to other people. So you need to look like
Abs-
somebody that people want to talk to. You just
Absolutely.
never ever know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always be prepared.
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Be prepared. And it doesn't
Be
have to take a lot. Like, I'm more into simplifying hairstyles and because here I cater to a lot of business women, a lot of even the students. They're busy. They have busy schedules. They're working in school. They have their activities. And how do you still stay presentable in the most simplified way? So just doing things at night to take care of your hair. So when you wake
Mhm.
up the next day, it's not an ordeal.
Exactly.
That's wrapping your hair, pin curling your hair, doing whatever. So when you just take it down, it's done, it's finished.
And
And
you
it,
can walk
it
out the door.
shouldn't have to be a challenge every day.
Hmm.
And healthy hair is the best way to get there. If
And
your hair
that's one thing
is
you
healthy,
specialize in. I remember that you specialize in healthy hair.
absolutely, because you can do more with it. Your versatility just goes through the roof as long as your hair is healthy.
Now, since most of my clients and people I speak to are women over 40, hair color. I mean, I'm trying so hard. I go back and forth with trying to to let my hair go gray. I literally just got it colored. I just got it colored. I went back to Cincinnati to visit my sister, and she just turned 49. And then
Oh my God, Roxanne.
10, like I know, can you believe it? And so back when I went back for a visit, maybe 7 years ago or something like that, and I was 49. And I remember because I didn't have my hair colored, this
Mhm.
lady comes up to me, she goes, "Oh, you must be Roxanne's mom." I was like,
No,
okay, so when I go back, I said, you got to take care.
no.
I'm not ready. I'm 56, but I'm really not ready to look like my sister who's only 7 years younger, her mom. So that's why I can't write. I'm like, but when I see silver hair and the salt and pepper, it looks so fantastic. And I'm like, I want that. But
I, I think for every individual, they have to embrace it at their own pace. Nobody can tell you when it's time to go gray. You have to decide for yourself, this is something I want to do. This is a journey I want to take. And, I have clients, a lot of clients who let their color go during the pandemic. Well, they didn't let it go. They
they
couldn't
couldn't
go
get
to
in,
the salon.
right?
So they had to let it go. So then it was kind of like, well, maybe I'll try to see if I can embrace it. And I'm like, try it. I don't, and I'm a hair color specialist. That is my specialty, color. So I don't believe that you should make somebody insist that they should have color. That's a journey. And each of us as women, we have to take it when we're ready.
Hmm.
I'm not ready. I'm 56
You
and I
know,
don't want to see it. I just,
I am not ready either. I am so, oh my gosh, every time I think about it. And I should only because I feel like there's something like magical when you look kind of younger, and then because we've got that freckle thing going. I hated them as a kid, but now I appreciate how much younger it makes me look.
Yes.
And so it's an advantage. It's an advantage that I'm capitalizing on, but at the same time, um, it's. Uh, I want to look as young as possible. Is that so wrong?
No, it's not wrong. And it's just not wrong. It's whatever your personal preference is good. I mean, if you feel like having color makes you feel younger, or just having color, I don't particularly know at this age if it makes me look younger. I don't want to see the gray. Personally, I like the fact that the tone of my hair and the tone of my skin
Hmm.
can, be softer.
Right.
That's my thing. I don't know. I'm still 56, whether it's gray or whether it's, the color that's in there.
Yeah, that
But
is
I just
something.
like matching the tones. I like enhancing the tone of my skin and my hair to kind of blend.
Hmm.
And I think of it more that way than the aging process. And also, I use my gray now as natural highlights. So
You
now I
know,
don't have to use as many highlights. If I want to highlight it in the summer, I kind of have these natural highlights all year because that's actually my gray coming through with the color. So
yeah,
it
yeah.
adds dimension.
That I definitely like it in the summer because I do wear my hair much lighter in the summer
Mm-hmm, hmm.
than in the fall. It seems
Yes.
like it should be the other way around because you're lighter in the winter because you're in the sun less. So you would want it the other way around. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like the darker hair kind of probably matches more of the clothes we wear
You
in
right,
fall.
exactly.
So it kind of complements our clothes for the winter. And in the summer, we wear lighter colors, whites, pastels, lighter colors, and then your hair's lighter. So it all kind of goes together. It's like a palette. It's like, you know, creating a whole palette from head to toe.
See, okay, I'm gonna go with that right there. That's what I'm going with. So okay, so now tell us what is the most popular colors? What are you getting the most requests from as far as hair colors? And also cuts, or what's the latest cuts? Because we're coming up on holiday hair season. What are some of the most sought after looks? You are in the mecca of glamour, Atlanta. So, what are some of the most sought after looks and cuts?
Well, with the hair color, we're still seeing the variety. We're seeing everything from reds to yellows, purples to and more natural styles, or natural colors, just your basic browns, warm, more ash, not as many warm colors. More ash
Okay.
colors are more popular right now. And as far as haircuts are all over the place because we're coming out of pandemic. So I just rid myself of my pandemic hair. I cut about 5 inches off my
I
head.
was gonna say you did cut a lot of hair.
And
Yeah.
I still have a lot. Like, this is
Yeah,
long for
exactly.
me. So to realize that I was holding on to all that other stuff. But it's funny, when I cut my hair, all of a sudden I wanted to put on my clothes. I'm going through my closet saying, I haven't worn this. I need to put my shoes on. And all of that happened just with a haircut. So it kind of brought something out in me that said, do something different. But as far as haircuts, you see a lot of long shags, a lot of long layers, with the beach curls, and a lot of fierce shortcuts. I mean,
Mhm.
you cannot deny the fierce shortcuts, but we're seeing a lot of things. The most interesting thing to me is I'm seeing a lot of shags. And that's something from our childhood, or,
Mhm.
our coming of age time. Shags were popular. I had a client, her daughter came in and she was like, Miss Keena, I want to do this. And I said, oh, okay. and shampooed her hair, prepped her hair and everything, and got ready to cut it. And she was like, "Do you need to see the picture again?" I was like, "No, ma'am, that is from 30 years ago. I can do that in my sleep." So
Right,
the
right,
advantage, as the older hairstylist still out here, is that the stuff that we used to do
right.
is right back in style today. The right back. So shags are actually very popular now.
I've
Um,
been seeing them on the runways with,
yes,
yep,
yes,
yep.
yes, they are very popular.
Wow. So now now with professional women, are you uh seeing professional women, what I mean, like more corporate type women taking beauty risk as far as different haircuts and styles, or do you feel like, you know, some of us dinosaurs are still like rocking the same?
I don't think it's a dinosaur thing. I think it's a matter of simplicity and what works and what you don't have to spend a lot of time on. So I
Mm,
think sometimes we may look at it as somebody just kind of staying in the same lane or not changing up too much. They do. They typically change their length. They'll let it grow out, then they'll cut it off. Not anything too drastic, but I think they need something that they can work with every day that's not time consuming. That's the most important thing. They want to come see me once a week, and then they want to be able to do what they need to do those other 6 days and not have it be labor intensive. That's where my service comes in, to make sure their hair is healthy, cut well, so that when they wake up in the morning, they can take their hair down out of their wrap, their pin curls, or whatever, and be presentable and not have it be time consuming.
and that's all a part of self-care. That's what I do as a wardrobe strategist. Because once you're over 40, it's a daggone strategy. Your body tells you what you're ready to do, what you're ready to put on.
Yes, yes,
And it's not like when you're young, you're just like, oh, I'll just put this on and go out the door. When you're older, your body, like, you might be feeling more bloated. So my whole thing is to take that aggravation out of your closet.
yes.
And to me, that's a part of self-care. If you can get up in the morning, take your pin curlers out, throw on that outfit, and walk out the door and feel like $1,000,000 and not all stressed out, that's all a part of your self-care.
That's the goal. That's the goal. That is self care.
That is self-care.
Making
And
yourself a priority. It's nothing wrong with it. Having like what you do, teaching people that you have these clothes in the closet, wear them. But how do you wear them? Sometimes we just, get in our mundane ways, our everyday ways. We wear the same thing all the time. And it's like, spice it up.
yeah,
You have it in your closet.
yeah, with
And
tags on
sometimes
it and
I
everything.
come in just like I do the hair. You come in and say, "Hey, put these pieces together." I would have never thought about that. Some people would have never thought about that. Some people would have never thought to style their hair a certain way. Others may
Mhm.
not think of combinations of clothing to go together. And as artists, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
And people, I do know this, the generation millennials and Gen Z, their whole thing is more about self-care. They appreciate self-care. They're spending money on experiences as opposed to things so much,
Mhm.
and having quality of life and time with their family. And you go to the hair salon. I don't know about anybody else, but when COVID hit, I I was trying to had my hairstylist trying to help me blow dry my hair. I had to stop. I'm like,
Yeah.
whew, let me go get a glass of wine. I mean, I'm tired. So I appreciate going to the hair salon. And I
Yes.
mean, boom, I'm looking good. I'm out the door in an hour and a half.
Mhm.
And it took me an hour and a half just to think about the exhaustion of trying to put.
It's a lot. I think we had that
It is a
conversation during the
lot.
pandemic. I think we
Yeah,
had that
it's a
conversation. It's
lot.
like it can be a lot. And one of the things that I was trying to do during the pandemic is to teach people just how to still care for your hair, because you still need to shampoo it, condition it, and all of that, but don't let it stress you out. And ways that you can do it, and especially when nobody was leaving the house, where you could take a time and you could shampoo, condition, maybe let the condition sit on for an hour or so, then rinse, and then do something else in between, and
Exactly.
then blow dry it maybe a day or two later. Just get 3 or 4 styles out of it.
But now we're back into, we're back out there. Everybody's out there. Everybody wants to look good. Everybody's ready to get out there. So we want that self-care. We want to look beautiful and go and not have to worry about it. Mm-hmm. And that's what you do. I personally watched your videos during COVID. I did. I was trying to do the same thing. And you made it look so easy.
It has to be. If it's, nobody wants to have a tutorial that's cumbersome, and nor did I want my clients to be dealing with anything cumbersome. But what it helped. Basically, what happened were people were asking me, like, what should I do? And so instead of having 10 or 15 conversations, I just made videos. And I was like, you know what, you guys just go to the tutorial. And they still use those tutorials. So it really worked. And in what I was talking about earlier is that I do what I do for them once a week, or once every 2 weeks, out whatever their schedule is. But it's really important what you do every night. It's like your hair regimen, your face. What do you wash and tone your face every night and put your moisturizers on? We do the same thing for our hair. We plan for our clothes the next day. We need to have a style for the next day. All of those things take place the night before. So we're always preparing ourselves for the next day, so the next day isn't.
Yeah, because it's not just your body that tells you what you're going to wear. Your hair can determine your energy and what you want to wear.
Yes.
Your hairstyle can determine what you want to wear.
When I cut my hair, when I went home for Thanksgiving, when I was in Cincinnati, and I cut my hair, all of a sudden, I just wanted to see the clothes in my closet. I wanted to see the things that I hadn't been wearing. I wanted to put my clothes on. I wanted to put makeup. Makeup was something I had not worn. I used to wear every day. I get out the bed, I put my makeup on. I've been like that since I was a teenager. And all of a sudden with COVID, I was like, oh, I don't have to wear this anymore. I don't have to do this anymore. And so I really wasn't even doing like my eyes above the mask or anything, except for a special occasion here or there. But after I cut my hair off, I was like, oh, girl, you are back. I wanted to put my makeup on every day. I was more thoughtful about the clothes I'm putting on every day. Mm-hmm. And it's because it all it's a whole head to toe thing.
It's a head to toe thing.
My hair's cut. I got a little fresh cut.
And so, you're feeling it.
I want my clothes to look right. I'm pulling out jewelry, things that I really hadn't done in the past 3 years.
And see, that's great. And that's what it's all about. I always say shop your closet anyway. Shop your closet first before you go shopping.
Yes, ma'am.
If you, that's why, listen, hire me. I'll get in. I love your closet.
You can get it.
I can do it virtually. I can come to your house. And I'll get in that closet and I will create looks, because you have stuff in there with tags on it.
Yes.
Not that you bought. You don't even know why you bought it. You just, you're at a convention. A lot of times, you're at a convention somewhere. You're like, oh my God, is that Nordstrom's rack over? Let me go in there. And then you come out with some shoes or something that you like, why did I buy these? And they go into the closet graveyard, because we only wear 20% of what's in our closet on average.
Yes.
And so, that's just what I do. But man, go to jmiles.com and
jmilesalon.com.
jmilesalon.com. Book your appointment so you can get your updated hairstyle, get a fresh cut, get updated with a fresh shag. And listen, you'll be inspired to go in that closet and you'll call me and we'll get in that closet
Yes.
and you'll just be out the door and feeling fresh and fabulous.
Yes, yes, yes. It is all, it's the hair, it's the makeup, it's the style, it's the clothes. And sometimes we just need a little assistance in
Right.
getting to that presentation, what we want to present to the world. We need a little assistance sometimes.
Exactly. And you all better book those appointments fast because you know the holidays are coming up and you want that holiday hair.
Yes. And Yolanda, yo needs to help you bring the stuff out of the closet that's been there. Bring it out, circulate.
I bet some of you all have some red bottom shoes you forgot about.
Exactly. Oh, I have found shoes since I cut my hair and I've been going through stuff. I'm like, oh man, I haven't been wearing these. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness, I haven't been
Mm-hmm.
doing this. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
would love to have you come down to Atlanta and go through my closet and repurpose my whole wardrobe.
I would love to do that right after my hair appointment.
Yes, for sure, for sure. First things first.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you guys, on that note, we are going to say good evening and thank you for joining us on My Style Mondays. Now, Keena's going to put down all the information in the comments where you can go on and see the salon. You can, through our website, you can book appointments. And I'm telling you, it is high level, high level.
Thank
The
you.
ballers go to her salon.
Thank you, my sister.
So you want to be there and you want to have the best, you want to have healthy hair most importantly, but also the cutting edge haircuts and styles and colors, all of that. You want to go to J Miles Salon in Atlanta. All right, see you guys next week on My Style Mondays every Monday at 7 p.m. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you for having me.